it's nearly over, and for the better. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general-ish reading for Libra Sun, Scorpio Moon and Rising. You're the last of my Scorpio Moon and Rising videos to celebrate Scorpio season. If you don't know what your Moon and Rising sign are, then there's a link in the description down below, Cafe Astrology. Go and get your birth chart from them and have a look. But I imagine if you've come this far, then you know what they are. So obviously still a general reading. Timing's not absolute. Roles can be reversed. They can be interchangeable. I can say something's you and it's someone around you, and I can say it's something around you and it's actually you. Soon can be quite a relative term. But what I always like to ask is I like my clients to come to me with a question. So pause the video if you have to. Take a moment just to be aware of all of the questions that are around you and focus on one of them. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that the cards will answer that one. They'll answer what they please. However, energy in, energy out. Focus. So let me bring the cards up, assuming you've already done that. So you are going through quite a time of transformation. The energy of the reading is the Nine of Swords. So anxiety, stress, more stress, fear, worry, sleepless nights, nightmares, and a window just beyond them all. You have been going through a forging time. This has been an experience to mold you into somebody new. You are going through transformation. You've had the massive change and loss that was inflicted upon you by an uncaring fate, but it's left you hanging, it's left you stranded, it's left you waiting, it's left you unable to speak, but wanting to move forward and unable to free yourself from the situation. That freedom is coming. I can tell you that right now. The Ferret, it equates to the Temperance card, but again, it's talking about gateways, just like the window in this Eight of Swords card. There is a cup of dreams at the front. There is work being done, and there is a gateway in the form of a rainbow over the horizon, with a river going over the horizon, another gateway, between a hill and a mound of land, another gateway. We've got gateways going on. You are going through a complete transformation, and you are being forced to look into yourself to find aspects of you that you didn't know were there. The one oracle card that flips over during the oracle card shuffles says, looking deeper, deep within me is a majestic radiance. And looking at the gems within here, I'm immediately brought to mind of the infinity gems, even though there's more than 6 of them here. Ignore that glaring continuity error. But you have been called to look at areas of yourself that you didn't even know existed. Let me bring my face back up, and in a moment you should see my shuffle video here. So it's been a rough ride for you. It really has been a rough ride for you. I'm going to have a look here, but in the astrological forces that have been working upon you have sent you through the Three of Swords, pain, heartache, injury, pain inflicted upon you, betrayal, and the Eight of Swords, where you have been torturing yourself, of course, with the energy of the Nine of Swords being the whole reading. That doesn't mean the end of the reading. That means the energy that we're starting off with, okay? Things can only get better. I need a little soundboard just to play that tune. I might even edit that in later. Someone brought you, looking at the base of each deck, someone brought you a dream you had a choice to make, and you were left on your own. You were left in limbo. But decisions have been made in your favor. There is a blind justice, and it is most definitely blind here on the base of this deck. And as your final outcome card, it's the goddess Athena, who knows what's right, both in war and in wisdom. Okay, so any legal issues are getting resolved in your favor by the looks of things. There's certain things where there is decisions have been imposed upon you from somewhere else, leaving you to torture yourself and want to move away from the situation you're in. I don't blame you. But this Eight of Swords here has a serpent. Let me hold it up to the camera. No, that doesn't look very good. Let me hold it here. It has a serpent wrapped around all of the swords. A serpent of wisdom. A serpent that is going to shed its skin. That is guarding a light. Carrying a light. Yes, you've been sending yourself to hell and back through worry and stress and anxiety for a really good reason. It's not been pointless. I mean, I know that you feel that there's been endless conflict. Change, that change still keeps going around. You've got two strength cards here. King of Wands, Three of Cups. Right, there's been endless conflict, but you have got people on your side. And yes, it is time to let your hair down and have a little bit of fun. But that's partly a distraction, a needed distraction, but that's not the be all and end all. You do not reward yourself for all this by just going out and having fun. You give yourself a break from all this by going out and having fun. The reward comes by exercising the lessons you have learned and finding the next stage, whatever the next stage is, because I think people feel that at the moment you are flailing around a little, but you have healing in that flailing. You are healing at the moment. You're in a good place. It is getting to be time to act. You've been caught up long enough. Change is definitely coming, and everybody around you knows that change is coming. The Knave of Cups, sorry, is coming in with 3 owls. This is the Lisa Parker Familiars deck, or Familiar deck. It's nearly over, and for the better. Let's have a look at the more distant past. I'll explain my layout. We have a relevant past, whether it's a recent past or whether it's a more distant childhood, whatever. It's where you've learned certain lessons that you've been using or need to use at the moment. The present, these 6 piles, mainly the center pile. So recent past, recent future, you know what I mean. All time is one. Yeah, you can have a recent future. Astrological forces, in effect. Energetic trends that you're going to go through, lessons you're going to encounter, a future which you can grab or you can avoid. Because what's the point of prophecy if it doesn't serve a purpose? And then straight out the Celtic cross here, because I want to look at your fears instantly, because all this seemed to be, because you've got really good cards for the recent past. You've put a lot of work in, but that torment is still here. But there's a point now where you need to step out of that. because you are reaching a distant shore soon. You are going to be able to go, I've got here. I can relax and spend a little bit of time healing, where you reject further conflict, you reject further hassle. Yeah, you are sick of the conflict, fed up of the burden, even though this burden has given you a lot of creative urge, I want to say. It's like, because of everything that's going on, you already know where you're going next. I don't think you need me to tell you. You just need me to tell you how it's going to go. And it's going to go fine. So again, more conflict. Five of Swords again. Yeah, you've got to work. But what you are seeing right now, as long as you're being honest with yourself, is an end to illusion. I think there's been enough of that going on. And you may think, from what I said earlier about the next stage, the next project, yeah, you've done enough work, but none of us have ever done enough work. It's going to carry on. And we have that you are constantly going to be chained by the situations that have been going on. No, you're not. I can tell you that straight off without even digging into the clarification cards underneath. But let's just, that chains card is a devil card. I always like to clarify a devil card, and they all want to come out. Well, we've got Baphomet, the magician. No, you have been sent through this to learn about yourself and to learn where to exercise your power, which you have the foundation at the moment. Right now, this very minute, you have the foundation, but you've got choices in front of you and plans that you need to make. Use your insight. There's certain things that you are wanting to leave, but things are going to work round in your favor. So if your question is anything along the lines of, well, should I stay or should I go? Whether that's job, love, course of study, direction of life. Should I leave? Should I give up being a nurse to become a lorry driver? The answer is yes, you should go. Yes, you should move on. You know this. Where you are right now has taught you everything that you need to, everything that you can learn from it. And let's face it, it's all crumbled to bits recently anyway, hasn't it? And so, which is where you haven't even got the familiarity of the same old stress. It is time to move. You have been already shown where to move to. So like I say, you don't need me to tell you where you're heading to next. You're asking me whether you should head there or not. And the answer is yes, and it'll go well when you get there. And I could probably finish the reading right now. There's still things that you have been learning about recently where there's more deceptions, there's more lies, but you've been delving into your shadow side and you've seen the glimpse of that new land, so to speak, for you on the horizon. Grab it. Now is the time to pass through that gateway. Now is the time to move forward. Happiness is definitely within your reach. You just have to leave what's around you at the moment. Temperance again. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. 10 of Swords, an end to torment. Okay, so this hard time that you've been going through, which doesn't, because let's be honest, I think things have got a tiny little bit better recently, and then it's all crumbled. So, but it had been getting better, and this is partly where the anxiety is coming up. It's like, oh my God, not again. I can't go through this again. You're not. You're going through the end of the previous bit. So it's not that you're going through it again. It's that you're going through it still. But it's the end of season, double episode finale. and you end up with a reboot and start the next season. So, you know, hey ho. So let's look at the relevant past. You thought you were happy before, because you were using your insight to go to a newer place where you didn't know everything that was around you, and the world was a lot more mysterious than what you was expecting it to be. It seemed like a bit of wish fulfillment, but there was things that you weren't seeing, and you maybe reacted a little bit hastily, both in jumping into it and then jumping back out of it. You went into a more stubborn role where you were defining your way or the highway, but a choice was still given to you. And I get the impression that, yeah, the moon, I could feel that, even though hadn't actually seen it. You, after that first pile of cards where you was, it seemed like wish fulfillment, but you couldn't see everything. You was like, right, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to live my way. I'm going to be the one that's going to be in charge. And one, didn't work out like that. Two, you was deceiving yourself for a while. But more recently, you have had happiness, which is why it hurts so much that it seems to be crumbling down at the moment. You've had that direction. But it's something that you were led to defend strongly, but information came in that made you realize that you were just dangling from the tree by your foot. You know, it's like, I thought I had all this wonderful, wonderful contentment and happiness, and it's not what I thought it was. So Libra, there seems to be a lot of things where you haven't been, I'm not going to say you haven't been paying attention, because that would be unfair. There's things that you haven't been seeing, and some of those things were hidden from you. This is, I'm talking by spirit rather than by people here. Were hidden from you purely to have the effect of you going, why was that hidden from me at the end of it? Why hadn't I seen this? Because it was like you was working for no real purpose. You was working for change where nothing could grow, nothing would change. That has started changing again recently, but again, it's had to break things for that change to occur, which is why you've been having that the torment feelings all come up all over again. But it's a chance that you've been acting a little bit rashly in how you reacted to the whole situation. But you've already had a victory. But that victory is what's helped bring about this most recent tower that you're stepping into right now. The tower that I've already discussed. Sorry, you just stepping out of it. You had a victory by exercising your own power, and you were so convinced you were doing the right thing. And I think, to be honest, you have done the right thing. It just doesn't look like that right now. It really doesn't appear to look like that right now. But you're moving into a space where you have had enough of the fighting. You are going into a more fertile space. You have the choice to grab hold of this and again bring an end to the torment. You have been being trained. There is a whole new world opening up for you. Now, if you're watching a reading like this, one would assume that you are spiritually inclined. So I'm quite tempted to say that there's a whole new area of, I'll use my very technical term, of weirdy stuff is opening up to you. You know, like if you've been into magic, you might suddenly be going into healing. If you've been into healing, you might suddenly be going into magic. If you've been doing body work, you might suddenly be talking to dead relatives. You know, there's that whole new world element, but there's also a whole new world element in the more 3D. I nearly said the real world. In the more 3D world. But most of this reading is dealing with your own inner psyche and your own. You have got to spend a little bit of time looking inside, but the direction for you to go is coming clear. But the first place you should go is within. You've got all the tools. You've got a really stable foundation. You've just got to wait for the right signal, and good things are coming to you. Good options are coming to you. Choose one of them. Sorry, I should say that in front of the camera. Choose one of them. It's a future that you get to choose by doing this. There's healing and travel here. There is good friends. There is commitment. The Four of Wands, that's come out in every single reading I've done today. And actually in this deck, it's come out. This card likes coming out. There is, as soon as you have the clarity of vision around you, there is commitment, there is friendship, and there is forward motion for you, where you are going to be able to guard your inner light and shine your inner light, because it is a whole new beginning. Those that have challenged you in the past, you will face equally, but luck is on your side. And we have a divine coupling here, a King of Cups and a Queen of Cups. So if it's a love situation, yeah, the right person is finally turning up for you. And doesn't that make a change? Let's have a look at the final outcome cards. Justice. All your efforts will be recognised. All the harms will be repaired. And wisdom will be applied. And whereas before it was a faceless, impassive force that I think you suffered side effects from that force being imposed, now you are going to be in a far better situation. An end to lies, a final decision, being given purpose and love and fealty and commitment. And I mean, it's a Ten of Pentacles in the Hero's Tarot. It's quite there's a sense of sacred ceremony about this. There's a sense of loyalty. There's a sense of fealty. It's a coronation. You are coming into your own, and there is a whole reason why you went through all of this historic pain, which has just relaunched itself again recently. Yes, there's a burden with it, but you will excel. It's a sort of a burden that you will love playing with, that you will love hefting on your shoulders, and because it doesn't feel like a burden, it feels like doing something that's good and that's fun, it's skilled, it's hard work, but it's fun. And that's something that you have been missing out of. And yeah, so general 3D, going out on the Raz with some friends, having a good party or something like that, yeah, you could do with spending a little bit of time with that. But your whole new direction, you will get the same, if not more, fulfillment from than a night out in the town or whatever is fun for you. The miracle of love. I am brought alive by the miracle of love. So yeah, there's that divine coupling for you. You've done the work. You've just got to wait for things to pick up and move, but it is coming to an end. There has been a reason for it. 6 months down the line, you'll be able to go, that's why. Okay. We have creation. You've just got to work through all your fears at the moment, and that's why a lot of things have come up for you again. It's what things appear like and what they are right now. You are not the mess you think you are. You are a sword being forged that's still glowing red hot. But you've had most of the hammer bangs and you're about to be plunged into the water, and being plunged into the water for a sword is a good thing. Okay, just listen to yourself. There's no need now for vengeance, because justice will be had. Take some time, quiet time alone, to rest, meditate and contemplate, because after feeling all this stress and this pain, it's going to take you a little while to I don't even want to say to heal, because the stress and the pain is part of the healing. I just want to say, like, pull all bits of your psyche back together again, and you won't need super glue. You'll find that they just click nicely. You may have a consciousness of lack at the moment, but expect miracles. You are not alone. Just focus on yourself. This forging time is coming to an end, and that's a good thing. As I said, if your question is, should I stay or should you go? Go, absolutely go. As a step for your healing. Because bear in mind that showing somebody else the door can be you going. You don't have to necessarily up sticks and go. You just cut certain people out of your life, cut certain situations out of your life, or just close the door behind them, go, thank God that's over, and recuperate. Because I don't know what's beyond this, but I get the impression that you've been given such a forging experience that you're going to be quite impressive. And you're going to be quite impressive quite soon. Okay, so please click subscribe at the bottom. Other than that, come back later this month to see what new videos I've uploaded. Stick at it. There is a point, there's a reason, there is a logic behind this, and 6 months down the line you will be able to see why. Okay, so it's nearly over. Just hold on for a little while. Cheers.